This poem is, it's a poem called God Is You and Me. I'm not of any religious bent. I've got my own beliefs and that's it. I believe in nature and I believe in evolution, etc. But anyway, why this came to me, I don't know, but it did. And this is how the poem actually formed in my mind and how it came out. And like I said, this is called God Is You and Me. It was in the kingdom of heaven, things for man went wrong. An angel was doing her dusting, a cherub singing his song. God sat in his rocking chair, admiring his world below, and wondering what to add to liven up his show. Animals, they were thriving, everything paired in twos. Elephants, dogs and zebras, camels and kangaroos. Fishes in the oceans, mammals lived alongside. The moon controlled direction of the flowing tide. The sun, it shone in daytime, warming earth so fair. But something was missing, something wasn't there. At first he added primates, they just monkeyed around. Then he had a thought, one that proved profound. He'd create a fellow being, the image of himself. Give him brains and emotions, give him speed and stealth. He would allow him freedom of all his earth to roam. Materials were provided for him to build a home. God's prototype proved faulty. He turned out rather wrong. The poor thing was on his own and felt he didn't belong. So God again got thinking. His mind was in a whirl, until Mrs. God said, make for him a girl. God looked at his missus, he really wasn't sure, but thinking of her nagging, decided to endure. So Eve was sent to Adam, her instructions were plain. She's there to give him company, not to cause him pain. At first it was harmonious, they got along just fine. But Eve was demanding, wanting a good time. Adam felt unsure, knowing how he should be. So Eve picked an apple from the bearing tree. God turned to his missus, said, now look what you've done. Eve's belly is swollen. She's going to have a son. Mrs. God said, good. 'Tis life as life should be. It is all down to you for growing a forbidden tree. Humans, they did multiply, formed unruly throngs. God knew in his heart things had gone so wrong. He sat in contemplation long into the night, knowing his creation wasn't actually right. So he made a firm decision from ideas, more than one. He'd send down someone special, his one and only son. He could teach the masses the real meaning of peace. Tell the powerful rulers all wars must now cease. Teach people to be happy, to turn the other cheek. The answers are all there, if only they would seek. The rulers didn't listen. His son's message was in vain. They nailed him to a cross to make him feel man's pain. God recoiled in anger. Skies turned black with screams. Seas rose to a frenzy. Clouds dispersed his dreams. God's house now was empty, the vacating of his throne. Earth was left to mankind, humans, animals alone. The schemers left upon this earth, living life so lost. They didn't learn the price of greed, how much it really cost. Footsteps down the valleys, across the barren sands, through unruly jungle to plains of fertile land. They all amount to nothing when corruption is so rife, when man lost the meaning of what God meant by life. Now in this modern era, where war is still the rage, where greed sits at the centre of the global stage, religion gives a reason to all that cannot see. The God that we all worship is the God in you and me. Pathways to cathedral, synagogue, mosque or shrine are pathways of life's dreamers, living lost in time. This perfect world they dream of, it never was at home. But the message must remain from God's vacated throne. Wish no harm to others. Be kind in thought and deed. Give the good in you to those who deserve and need. Do not steal or bully. Do not push to shove. Do not live your life in hate. Life is meant for love. Life is an adventure, an experience to behold. Life is for the meek and mild, the mighty and the bold. Life is what we make it, how well we interact. Life, it is for living, with death its final